Switch chat room, take one.
Whose faith do you look up to the most?
I look up to my best friend's faith the most.
My grandma.
I look up to my mom's faith.
The faith that I look up to the most is my mom's.
I would say my mom, probably just being able to see her like on weekends worshiping, or like all the advice, spiritual-wise, personal-wise, work-wise, just everything that she gives me.
I would say my mom as well. Just even she's had some health issues, and even though she's going through that right now, she's always like getting in the Word, and like her faith gets renewed every day. And also like at church, serving and like being there for other people, and like people also like go to her for advice and for prayer, and like that is just something that I admire and I hope to be.
For me, I'd say my best friend, just seeing how much she loves God and just the amount of things that she does to help people in order to grow their faith, and she grows my faith while doing it. And I just love seeing how she loves God, and I want to be like that.
For me, I'd say my grandma, just growing up, just watching her always be in the Word constantly, serving at church, working at church at one point, and then she's never lost her faith, but with everything, it's always grown, has been so incredible.
Yeah.
What does the word discipleship mean to you?
Discipleship to me means pouring into somebody.
I definitely say the same thing, like being a part of something and giving your all into something.
If I'm a disciple, I'm able to teach other people, but I'm also like, other people can teach me.
Yeah, my first thought is someone who's following someone. So like the disciples followed Christ. That's like the following, is where my mind goes.
How closely would you say your life lines up with what it looks like to be a disciple of Jesus?
I personally can't say like I am like the most devoted like disciple of Jesus, because like I feel like it's the journey. I'm never like quite there yet in like being 100% like this, because we're not perfect. I'm not perfect, and like it's a day-to-day thing. Yeah. And like I strive to be that disciple of Jesus. Like I make that decision every day.
I see myself where I could be, or where I can be, but often I catch myself, I'm down here right now. And like putting myself into that perspective, I'm always like, how can I be better spiritual wise? And just like, does that mean I need to pray more? Do I need to focus like my time in the Word, like, or just connecting with people around me who want like to help me grow my faith?
I'd say it's all about the process, because at what point is perfection in following Christ except for laying down our lives to follow Christ ultimately? And I think when at that point, following him is being the light in the world, and showing that to others is discipleship, because they're following you and following what you do and who you follow, even though they might not know it.
One thing that I do is I have a prayer journal, and if I don't have any specific prayers like that I want to pray for other people or like for myself, I'll reach out to others and text them and see like if they have any prayer requests. And that's one thing that I love doing, because I've never had someone else like do that for me whenever like I needed someone to. And I'm just glad to like be that person to pray for them no matter what.
What would it look like to invite someone on that journey with you?
Well, when I hear the word invite others, I'm immediately thinking like, gotta bring them to church. But if I'm wanting to bring others along to like grow in discipleship, I tend to think more about like the one-on-ones. Like we've got to establish like those friendships first in order to like grow with each other.
Yeah, I think also like to share the struggles.
Yeah.
And like share those experiences, what you're dealing with. And I think that invites the person into that journey, and they see like, okay, in this struggle, who do I go to? What do I do? So I think that person then, the person that you're inviting into the journey, it's like seeing, wow, so she relies on that. Yeah. So maybe I should try that when I struggle with this too.
One thing that I do is I'll invite people to lunch that like I want to try to going to church with me, and just so like we're starting that friendship off. And we're starting to learn more stuff about each other, whether we're talking about like our struggles, like you said, or just like talking about our week. And then I feel like it's a process that you have to go through with them to like warm up to them before like you can just be like, hey, do you want to go to church with me? Because they might have like past issues like with church that like they might be like, no, like, well, like back up.
Mm-hmm.
I think community is really important too, because, you know, one-on-ones are like incredible and great, but like at the same time, community of disciples is so important and so powerful. Mm-hmm. And if you have a group of really great friends that are also striving for Christ together, that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a mentor relationship?
As of right now, yeah, like I have my coach who just follows me in everything that I do, stays connected, and just wants me to grow in my faith more alongside of him. And we have like a Bible plan together, like one-on-one meetings, just establishing like, hey, like I'm here for you. Let's just talk.
I definitely say my leaders and my youth pastor, just because I've had so many questions about like God and like in the Bible and just everything. And we even spent like an hour and a half just like answering questions that I had about everything. And it was so amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, I have friends from back home who we check up on each other and we keep each other accountable. And like when one of us is like maybe not feeling that great or just struggling some things, like we just try to like remind each of us truth, like truth from God and His Word. And I think that's really important, like in our relationships. So
Is there a relationship that God is asking you to invest in this season?
The younger generation, in my case, that maybe are going through right now the things that I went through at some point or still am struggling with. And just to be somebody who's available to them.
I think for me, one thing that He's really just been putting on my heart is like all of the people that I've had like past problems with and like issues. Just because, I mean, like now there's some people that I don't talk to as much as I did before because there was situations like just happened. And I don't like ending things on like a bad note just because like what if something happens and like you never get to say like everything that was on your mind or anything. And I've been wanting to talk to like some of these people, but I just haven't ever built up the courage to.
I'd say definitely God's been putting on my heart to pour into those around me. Not necessarily people that are younger than me, older than me, but just everyone that's around me. Mm-hmm. And just helping, because we all have one goal, and that is to strive for Christ, but how we do that looks differently. And so just pouring into those, everyone's going through something different, everyone's needs something different, but it's just be there.
What's one practical thing you want to try based on this conversation?
I want to ask someone to lunch, just have some time with them.
I definitely want to try to reach out to those people that I haven't speak to.
Yeah, I think seek out conversation and like you said, like be intentional in those relationships.
Yeah.